Alright, so now that we've got our guides on the bamboo rod wrapped on both sections, now we need to varnish those guide wrappings. So we use a clear gloss spar urethane, and what we do is an old master of bamboo rod making informed me that the way to do this is to go to the liquor store, get you some Jack Daniels, and replace the Jack Daniels with the varnish. And so then you've got a way to watch the varnish dry a little bit more enjoyably as well. So I have done so, and I've already got 2 coatings of this varnish on. So we thin the varnish out by dropping it in a nearly boiling water of a coffee cup and let that heat up. It thins a little bit. Small paintbrush. I transferred the varnish from the can into the whiskey bottle with this syringe that you can get at the drugstore. And now we're going to do some varnishing. I've got a small little brush here that I use. When you're drying this bottle out, you definitely don't want to get water on the rod, and you definitely don't want to spill the varnish. That'd be a bad day. All right, so you only want to get the bristles wet. You don't want this dripping all over your rod. All right, you want a real thin coat. You don't want to overdo it. So I dip it in, and then I press it up against the edge. And then I've got this little 1 horsepower motor that turns the little lathe. You want to count your edges. I've got 6 equilateral triangles of bamboo, so you gotta count them. Again, you want thin layers because you want this to dry. 4 coats goes on here. This is number 3. Okay, and then I'll go through and do that to each of these wrappings and let it turn for 4 hours, and then I will let it sit overnight, and I don't touch it for 24 hours. That way it's good and dry before I apply the next layer. And that's how you varnish your wrappings.